Hello all, and today we are going to be going into the new insect, the Gladiator mantis. So let's get right into it. Alright, also, like I said in the intro, Igna here, we're going to go into the new insect, the Gladiator mantis. But before we do that, we got to get into the usual shenanigans. This video is sponsored by UPTO. We're using my code EGNA2. You can get anywhere from 5 to 65% off all in-game purchases. After the holidays and everything, everybody's hard up for money. So this is a great way to be able to have some saving while also being able to still pay into your favorite vice, being the ants. Now this comes a little bit after this video, but this sponsor would have helped you get the new insect at a far cheaper rate. So again, that's EGNA5. A full description of how to take advantage of this sponsor will be down in the description down below, as well as on the screen right now, as far as what link to follow to be able to do this for Android users. All right, so let's hop right into it. It's actually kind of good that I've waited to be able to put out this video. My work schedule was hard because I actually have had the opportunity to face it a little bit, to have a better understanding, to be able to give you guys more of a proper video on it. All right, so first we'll start with the stats and then what I think. So with the shooter synergy, when the troop contains a shooter squad, normal attack crit rate is increased. So already you can know that, like, running with like the Dolly Weaver Wise Zerka combo, that's going to be stronger. But it's actually not the combo I would actually suggest for this. Anyway, now with it as a helper or leading, has a chance of triggering frenzy attack effect. So frenzy effect, during the battle, the skill damage of all of our squads is plus 20%. After the back line releases a damage skill, there's a chance to release the skill again. The effect can be triggered at most once per round. So essentially what that is saying is if you have like a Wise Berserker or a Laffy that has any kind of skill damage that it does, it allows that same skill damage to be released once again, or at least a chance to. Alright, so now we'll go and look in at the insect talent. Alright, so you have the base ultimate. We'll take a look at the big ones. Normal attack damage taken by all our soldiers, minus 0%. Normal attack dealt by all of our soldiers, plus 1%. Counter. Skill attack. Special and skill defense. Healing ratio, Jesus. Normal attack damage for each carrier squad in our group. Skill damage plus 9% for each guardian squad. Troop damage taken minus 6%. So that's an interesting little one. In the first, third, and fifth rounds, additionally increase the first damage dealt by 2 random squads by 2%. So you're going to be about 16%. So that's not bad. All right, so Rage. Rage obviously is the newer one. Now that's interesting right off the bat. It gives march speed and squad's attack. So that's actually interesting. So we're actually going to take a look at some of these little ones to see if there's something that happens to stand out. It's pretty basic, so attack, health, the normal. All right, so let's look at the bigger ones. Attack and defense of our back line by insect level times 0.05. Okay. Skill damage of all squads plus 1.5%. Damage taken by all of our soldiers minus 1.5%. Control resistant chance plus 1%. Counter effect to all enemy squads plus 1%. Okay, so this is basically all of these big ones are essentially working as counters, besides obviously the skill damage increase. So that's nice. All right, so let's look at the first big one. Energy conversion. Every time our squad releases this, all of our squads release the skill 5 times, increase the damage of all of our squads by 0.08 and reduce the damage taken by 0.08. The effect can be stacked up to 5 layers. Wow. Okay, so that's essentially saying that if all of your ants release at least 5 skills in each round, it'll increase by that amount, which obviously you can increase that up to level 8. So, 8 times 8 would be the 0.8, what, 60, 64, whatever. So it'd be a 6.4% chance. And it could be stacked up to 5 layers. So if you got a 6.4 stacked up to 5 layers, that'd be 12, 48, 50. Sorry, I just had a brain fart. Let's see. So anyway, the initial stack up to 5 layers, so each per round. So that means out of a fight of 8 rounds, if you have it stacked up to 5 times of that, you're essentially your last 3 rounds that you can have, it has a huge buff and a counter added onto it. All right, in the last 4 rounds, so that means round 4 through 8, the skill damage of all of our squads increased by 0.05 each round. The effect is stackable, so it has 8 levels of that. So you're looking, so you're looking at 4% stack that you can have, plus it is stackable, so 4 times 4 is how much your damage is increased. So that will actually help you like on PvE and other things. So you got an extra 16% there. It also helps in PvP for some of the longer fights, but more so in PvE, to be honest. So that's an interesting choice they have there. All right, has a 50% chance to mark an enemy random squad each round, reducing all of its attributes by 2.5%, which stacks 10 times. When our squads deal skill damage to this marked enemy, there's an 80% chance to convert 2.5 of that skill damage into their squad power. That's weird wording they have there. But essentially what that's telling you is whatever their squad power is, you're going to be able to take, or remaining power, you're going to be able to take an additional 2.5% more damage to them. Okay, in the first 4 rounds, all of our squads gain skill defense plus 4%, normal attack resistance plus 2%. Again, stacks up to 8, so you get 16. Okay, so what is this all telling me? So essentially before, what we had that was a very good Guardian Shooter ant is the Rainbow Scarab. But this actually allows for a better choice for Guardian Shooter. Now, there's also the argument that can be made about allowing it to be able to be shooter, which is true. However, from what I see, I think that this would be the better option as far as Guardian Shooter, because it's more focused on the shooter synergy rather than the defensive. Rainbow Scarab is more based around defense rather than for the offensive part of having Guardian Shooter. But this also allows you to be able to run shooter, etc. I mean, you could even run carry with this, but this, from what I can see, looks like it's going to be a better for a Guardian Shooter. And so I have faced it a bit. Let me go see if I can find one of the reports. Nope, that's not it. Wait, is it? No. Not it. Not it. Okay, yeah. So this guy has it for running shooter. And as you can see, he has it pretty well up there. He's running the Dolly Weaver Berserker combo. And it is strong. But I think that if he would have taken the same combo that I'm currently running, which is the Ada Weaver Berserker combo, and changed it out, I think that he would have had a lot more success when facing me, personally. I wish I had his contact so I could message him throughout to be able to test more fully on that. But after testing quite a bit, just generally facing him, that's what I believe to be the most easy, the best way. Now, going back into it, if you were wanting to run it with, like, say, a carrier, that's where the blue side, after majority of the orange, that's where the blue side would come in to be able to help out with that. Now, anyway, that's my take on this new insect. I faced it a little bit. I haven't really been able to fully test. So again, this is all my opinion because I don't have it. Anyway, I hope that this helps. I know it's a bit late, but I hope this helps, and Eggne is out.